Now, a new study has found that 3 in 10 adults are considering starting a business or side hustle when recession bites in 2023. And joining us down the line to discuss how the small business landscape is changing and why support schemes for entrepreneurs such as Dell for Startups are so important to ensure businesses are able to grow is Emma Jones, founder and chief executive of Enterprise Nation. How are you doing today, Emma?
I'm great, thank you, Toby. Thank you for having me on the show.
So, what are the main reasons that people are considering starting a side hustle or business?
Well, as you say, Toby, first of all, the good news is that lots of people are considering it. So 1/3 of all adults considering becoming their own boss in 2023. And interestingly, the research that we did showed that very few of those are starting because of losing a job. So majority of people are actually saying, could this be the year that either I keep hold of the day job and start a business at nights and weekends to earn some extra cash? Or indeed, could this just be the year that I take my passion, my hobby, my skill and turn it into a way of making a living? So, of course, starting your own business brings financial reward, but it also brings freedom and flexibility in the way in which you work. So lots of people opting for that brighter future.
And it seems to be quite a common thing these days to have something like a side hustle. Is for a lot of people one job not enough, or do people just like the extra cash to live a bit more comfortably?
So it's a really interesting question. And I did some research many years ago with lots of people who were running side hustles. And actually, one of the things that comes out as to a big reason as to why, in addition to a day job, do people want to earn income on the side is, as you say, the income is great. However, lots of reasons why people do this is just because they want a creative outlet. So they're doing their day job and I just mentioned kind of your passion, your hobby, your skill. If your love in life is baking or drawing or bird watching or fitness, people just love to say, well, actually, I'll keep my work, I'll keep my day job, but actually, if I can have that creative outlet and make some money from it and keep customers happy in doing it, then that's kind of the perfect combination. So I think that's what's driving a lot of people to say, many, of course, are starting businesses full time. So lots of people are starting startups that will become their full career. But as you say, many people are happy to say, I'll keep hold of the day job, I'll keep that salary check coming in, but I want that creative outlet in my spare time.
It's interesting about the creative thing because there are so many hobbies that you can monetize. So maybe what tips do you have to monetize it? Because maybe people can't really find a way in to make money from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess a couple of top tips. First of all is kind of find your gap in the market. So if you have got a creative skill or indeed a non-creative skill, find out the customers who are looking for the solution that you've got to offer. I would then say kind of do something about it. And this is where technology really comes in as the friend of the startup. So of course, anyone on a low or no budget can start with a social media profile. They can set up a website. All of this can be done on very low cost. So at least it means you can kind of get yourself out there. You can start promoting what it is that you do, start attracting customers, then hopefully build even more customers. And so the other thing I think I'd say is get access to support. And this is really critical for people who are in early stages of starting up, whether full-time or spare time business. There's so much free support available for startups. Of course, I run Enterprise Nation. We offer free startup kits, all free advice on our platform. You mentioned, Toby, at the beginning that the research was conducted in partnership with Dell for Startups, amazing programs like that startups can access. So I'd say get access to all the help, because starting a business is just about taking lots of little steps, and there's lots of technology to help you do that, but there's also a lot of people around to help make sure you get it right.
Yeah. And how can you make time for your business? Because if somebody already has a full-time job, it is exactly that. It's already taken up a lot of their time, and maybe they want that leisure time.
Yeah, great question. So the solution to getting this right is, of course, to be very efficient. But again, I go back technology. And this has been one of the things that's enabled people to have a day job and a side hustle. So you can use scheduling tools. So if you wanted to, spend some time on a Sunday afternoon, pre-scheduling social posts for your side hustle, that can just motor and operate whilst you're at work. So you can be efficient with your time. And then it sounds like a small thing, but Toby, advice that we give is also to find dedicated space from which to work. So if you think you're in a certain mood in different spaces, and of course now lots of people are doing their day job from home as well, but if you can find kind of dedicated space from which you say, right, I'm either now I'm doing my day job, or this is the space in which I go to do my side hustle, and create kind of blocks of time and space that you dedicate to those different tasks. And that's the way in which you can be efficient and hopefully do all that you want to do.
Now, it's interesting because the entrepreneurial ambition seems to be particularly strong among young adults in the 18 to 24 age group. 48% of them said they were considering starting a business. Why is that so high in that age group, do you think?
Yeah, we were delighted about this because if you look, of course, to the future of entrepreneurship, it shows that it's safe and well because so many young people want to get started. I think there's a few reasons behind this. Young people are very comfortable about demanding how, where, and with whom they want to work. So, of course, if you think many years ago, people would just almost sleepwalk into professions and careers.
Yeah.
Young people now are saying, actually, I want to have my own influence over my life. And of course, self-employment gives them this incredible freedom to express their creativity, to earn income, to work with who they want to work with. So the first thing is young people have a certain expectation of how they want to spend their time and their future. And self-employment fits really well into that expectation. But the other thing I would say, and again, from lots of experience we have in running dedicated programs for young people starting out, they tend to be brilliant at technology.
Yeah.
So young people know how to use TikTok. They're really good on Instagram. They know how to use trading platforms. So they've got this incredible comfort because they grew up with technology. They've got a comfort with the tools that everyone needs to make their startup work. So they want this way of working. They feel very comfortable using the tools that enable this way of working. And as I say, I think they just want life on their own terms, and starting a business is a brilliant way of achieving that.
Yeah. Well, where can we go to find out more information?
enterprisenation.com, which is our platform. We've got a startup show coming up, Toby, on the 28th of January, which is in London, but anyone can access it online. On the platform, we have free startup kits. So head there to find out all the information, and also support partnerships like Dell for Startups. All the information available on that website, enterprisenation.com.
Excellent. Well, many thanks for talking to us today. It's been very interesting to have you on.
Thank you so much, Toby, for having me.